What's up, everybody? Welcome to Blair's Breakdown from Atlanta. Beautiful day. I thought I was going to be muddy and we weren't going to be able to do this because I ain't ruining these shoes for you guys. But it's beautiful out, so let's take a walk and let's talk. But before we do, somehow this thing got left behind. I don't know what happened. Everyone else's is gone. It's been a while and it's still here. Now, luckily for me, it's Cooper Webb's. I feel like an inspirational message would be nice. So, what would Cooper like? I know. Got waxed by a rookie. Chase Sexton gave Cooper the goods. Hashtag heart. Love you, buddy. All right. Let's go do Blair's Breakdown. Actually, let's start with Cooper Webb. In all honesty, it was a championship ride from him. Ricky mentioned on the start how he was on that outside box and that was a gamble for him, and it was. I mean, Cooper usually plays the protective role a little bit, but he went for it. I think he knew that he had no other option, so he had to nail that start. He did it. Comes around the first corner up front, and I don't know when he knew where Ken Roczen was. I don't know how aware he was of it. Maybe the pit board said it. Maybe he looked around a little bit, but it seemed like 5 minutes in or so, he went into very solid protection mode, and I think he probably is leaving this pretty stoked because his points lead grew into the 20s. So that's really all I want to say about Webb. I think that was a championship ride. He just managed it, but today his win came right here. That start, first turn outside, that was all he needed to do. Once he got that and Ken Roczen was buried, it was a great position for him to take advantage. So, good ride for Cooper. Very smart championship ride. Chase Sexton, oh my gosh. I mean, I thought he was going to win. I mean, everybody did. And then he gets caught in the lapper. I don't want to come down on Cade Clayson hard. I didn't do it on purpose. You guys know my rule. If the intent is not there, I don't come down hard. He did get in the way. He cost Chase Sexton a shot at the win. My question is, for all y'all, and I want to know what your thoughts are, was Eli going to get him? Eli was catching him, but then losing spots. Like I noticed on this half of the track where we are, Chase would pull back away, maybe like a half a second, but then Eli would close a second on that half of the track. And it was kind of one of those things where Eli would gain a little, or gain a lot, lose a little. Gain a lot, lose a little. So I don't know what would have happened on that last lap, because if Chase could have got through the first half of it, I think he would have been clear. So I'm just curious of your thoughts. Did he have a shot at it? Did Eli have a shot at it straight up? Yes, but would he have pulled it off? We'll never know. We'll never know. Eli Tomac, I mean, track like this opened up. He said he felt it all day. I mean, we expected him to be good here, and he was good, but I like the way he did it. Kind of just made his way through. He was patient and then really hammered down at the second half of that main event. That's what he does. I'm probably blinding all you guys, huh? We'll turn this way. I don't know the camera rules, but I know that is blinding. Eli did his thing though. It was so smart. He just kind of applied the pressure and then just kind of close, and looked for an opportunity, and he got one late. And a little bit of a gift, but in this sport, it doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, if you find a way to win, the check's gonna clear. So for Eli Tomac, good ride from him. Ken Roczen, I don't really know what to say, because he was just kind of in this pace of guys. He just didn't do much, and he didn't look great in qualifying. The heat race didn't look great. The main event, it was just the quietest day ever. So I don't know. I guess if we're looking at it from a championship perspective, you would have hoped that he would come out swinging and try to make a major statement and turn this thing around, and now he's 20-something points down. So I'm going to throw something out to you guys. You might not want to hear this. Salt Lake City 1. We could be seeing Cooper Webb clinch one round early. He's up into the low 20s now. If he gets it over 26 by there, he could do it. And I'm just not seeing anything from Kenny that makes me think it's going to go the other direction. In fact, I would even be concerned that Eli might get him for second. So tough break for him today. Just a quiet day, and it just did not go well. So that's a 450. Oh, Aaron Plessinger. I thought AP was going to have it. There's still a little puddle over by the finish line jump, so I thought for sure if he won, he was going to belly flop in it. But no belly flop, no win for Aaron Plessinger. Just had a little bit of a tip over. If I'm him, I'm bummed for about an hour and then move on. He's riding great. He's getting better each and every week. Don't worry about it. Don't let it beat you up. It was a mistake. You had a win, you lost it. I think he's gonna have plenty more opportunities to get one. So if you're AP in an hour, move on, get ready for Tuesday, because I think you could win one. You could win, and Chase and AP both, I think, can get a win by the end of this thing. They both, I think they both have the total package. Let's go look at those whoops and take a closer look at what was causing a lot of problems. Marchbanks went down, McAdoo got a little squirrely. Let's go find out why. All right, welcome to Sketchville, USA. First off, you're coming over this table, right? I mean, you're flying over this thing, and these guys are getting their drive from the backside of this. I mean, geez, man. I mean, I guess this far left looks okay. If it's me, I'm trying to find a way over here, but God, those are gnarly. Especially that one on the right there. You saw Marchbanks go down in the 250. I mean, think about this from Marchbanks too. That's a big boy. He is strong. Dude, he got one little buck and it was just sent over the bars. So if you're curious if whoops are difficult, especially when they go like this, there's your answer. He's like, I mean, he's one of the strongest dudes in the 250 class, and he put it on the ground. So McAdoo also, he kind of did that whole swap thing out onto the concrete, and he told me he could see a little bit of dirt, so he kind of thought maybe he'd be okay, but I guess, oh my God, it's still muddy. So yeah, this is slick. Like when he swapped off, I mean, it was over, and I talked to him and Nick Way after the race, and Nick said his only shot would have been pretty much put the legs down and just like walk the bike back on the track because it was so slick. So that was a bummer for him, but I really was impressed by the way he rode today. Let's hop back on here and get out of these guys' way. I was really impressed with the way McAdoo rode today. Had some crashes, he obviously was going for it. Justin Cooper also, these two guys want that title really bad, and you could tell they're sending it. And I guess my advice to both of them is just bring it back about 1%. I mean, one of those crashes could have been done. I mean, this little tiny crash right here could have been bad for McAdoo. That could have bent the bars and took you out of it. Justin Cooper's heat race crash could have been a lot worse than it was. I'm glad he's okay, but that could have been bad. And both of those guys, I think, just are oversending it a little bit. So just 1%, bring it back down. You're entertaining all of us, but for your guys' sake, you know, I think if you want to win this championship, you can't be doing that. Like, that's got to be the end of it. Don't do that. You can't afford any more of those, because one of those could break a lever, break a wrist, and you're done. So bring it on back. Dude, come on in here and look at this thing, though. How does this even happen? Look at this rut. Dang, and they were blitzing this side, too. Ooh, come and look at it from this angle. Look at how the end, that one right there, is sideways. So you're trying to blitz, and then you got that one that kind of cups back over to the left. That's why I'm surprised this even happened, because come this way. It would have taken about not even a quarter second to just position yourself here. Like, these are good. You could blitz, I mean, these are perfect. I don't know why these guys were, I mean, there's not much action over here. So I think it's one of those things where they're carrying so much momentum up the tabletop, it leads you here, and they just maybe all thought that this was all they were working with, but dude, this far left edge is perfect. You could have blitzed all the way through with no issue the entire race. So, surprised they didn't catch that. I mean, some did, obviously. Some are taking it, but not enough. All right, let's start walking back this way. Let's take a look at the sand. Actually, they already fixed the sand, but let's go this way. I do want to talk about Nate Thrasher. Two things. First off, when I saw him in Orlando, I mean, I didn't think he looked that good, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, you ride for Star Racing Yamaha. Probably I mean, they're the winningest team in the 250 class for a long time. He didn't look comfortable. He didn't look aggressive. And then, of course, Hammaker looks great. We saw how good Jet looked last year as a rookie. Even Max Volan on the other coast was leading heat races. Like, I'm kind of thinking, like, yikes, this is not a good start. Then he goes to Daytona. That wasn't really great either. And then it seemed like in Arlington with Thrasher, it started coming around, but I was like a little concerned. Like, dude, you ride for Star Racing Yamaha. You've been on that program. You're working with Swanepoel. You're riding with the biggest team out there. Like, I felt like it should have been better early, but I do want to make a point. When you're a rookie and it comes in and doesn't go well, that pressure, I feel like, can collapse a rider to where you just lose all faith in yourself. Everything falls apart, and then all of a sudden it just collapses. For him to be able to keep charging through that, and instead of going backwards, build off of it and get better, and then come out and win, that tells me he's mentally strong. There's some strength in there. So I really like that. I will advise them, and I'm assuming the team is doing the same, the bar shouldn't move for him now. Like, let's be honest, his best race before this was a 9th. Okay, when you go from 9 to 1, let's just say there were circumstances that helped that a little bit. Obviously, he gets a great start, gets out front. There were some issues on this track. It was a weird day. So for him, congratulations on an unbelievable day. But I don't think the bar should change with him where all of a sudden it's like, yeah, on Tuesday, like, let's get on the podium again. Like, if he gets 5th on Tuesday, that's a win. From 9 to 1 is too big of a jump for you to say this is normal now. So I just hope that he enjoys this day, celebrates a win. You just won a Supercross at Atlanta Motor Speedway, but I hope it doesn't change anything as far as the way he believes, his expectations, the bar. Just keep learning. You're a rookie, you're 18 years old, you obviously just proved you got it. I hope that he just keeps it under control, because I think sometimes with a rookie, A, they collapse when things go wrong, B, they get too confident when things go right. So that'd be my advice for Nate Thrasher, is enjoy the night and come back on Tuesday and just go for a 5th. Try to get a 5th, and that would be a huge win. I mean, think about it, that'd be 4 positions better than you ever did before today. So, but good ride for him, good job for Star Racing Yamaha. And yeah, that 250 class was fun. Are we talking with Alex? I'm not sure if we're talking to Alex. I haven't even seen him today, so I'm not sure. Let's go find one more fun section to talk about, and we'll call it an episode. All right, so this is the last section I want to talk about. They already cleaned it up a little bit, so there's nothing really to show, but in the 450 main, I remember how I mentioned that Eli Tomac was kind of catching, and then he would lose a little bit. A lot of that gains were happening in this rhythm section before the long set of whoops. He was doing a different rhythm. I noticed about 5 minutes from the end, he was jumping the first double in, which set him up to do something a little bigger in the middle. So pretty cool and creative on him to find a half a second somewhere on a track where everyone was pretty close. And again, section was faster in that front half, but this back half, this is where Eli, I think, was making that big gain. And yeah, the ruts are, look at, there's Alex over there. Look at him, just overachiever. Dude, you got a couple days. I'm surprised he's not just, I don't know, guys, he works his butt off. But anyways, yeah, this rhythm section right here is where Eli was making those big gains, and a little bit in this whoop section too. See if we can see it a little bit. Nah, they're already cleaned up too much. Last point I want to make, Mother Nature. This is 4 times now that we should have got slapped with weather, and somehow it worked out, and I want to tell you why. I think the track crew made this track super packed. I mean, when I went on it yesterday for press, it was so hard. They didn't water it. It was all dry. It's like they knew it was coming, right? So when the rain did come down, it hit, but it never really got underneath. That's why when you saw them kind of work it in the heat races, it was a little bit slick, but then it quickly like came around. I think by the second 450 heat race, Anderson was on rails. So yeah, kudos to the track crew knowing that the weather was coming. They pretty much sealed the track as hard as possible. And that way, when the rain did kind of work its way to the top, they were actually able to make it work in and be pretty dang good. I don't know what this stuff is, but it handled the water better. I mean, better than most tracks. So good job on the track crew, and Mother Nature, thank you. That's 4 times this year you could have destroyed us, but you know how important it is for us to have a good championship. So let's just keep it going. The weather looks good for Tuesday. The weather looks good for Saturday. Salt Lake City, we don't know just yet, but Mother Nature, sit this one out. Let us finish this title alone, and we'll all love you for it. So thanks, that's Blair's Breakdown. We'll catch you after Tuesday's race.